crusher is here. According to the guy that comes with it, it showed up at about 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So it's here. I just got all the pins and everything cleaned up. I'll pull a couple out of the back of my truck, pin that thing on, and while we're doing that, he's gonna go and drive that thing up there, and we'll set it up. He'll set it up, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So they got the crusher up there. Mike's already climbed up on the pile, 336. I don't know if you can see it, but so we just started crushing. We did get the coupler all set up. I just greased the loader, so I'm gonna head up there, see what kind of mud hole is up there. The Rockmaster 3000, this thing, is going to have a hell of a time, I think, for a couple hours until I can make a really good pad with that crusher run that we're going to be making. But I got the drone today, see if I can get some drone shots. It's super foggy, it's wet, it's kind of a crappy day, so we'll see what we come up with. So we got the crusher all set up, we're crushing. We have some product made. We had after we made maybe 50-60 yards of material, we had a rock get stuck in the jaws, which is right about there. Got pinned in there pretty good. So what we had to do is we took the 312 and the strap, got to wrap it around the rocks. You got to pull each rock out individually. I unfortunately did not have the camera going when I did that, but there's a chance that it might happen again. So if it does, I'll try and get some video of it so you guys can see. But yeah, it's a little slow going right now, just getting it going, getting a good pad for the loader so the thing's not just in the mud the whole time. But we'll see how it goes. We have a, not super noticeable out of the main pile here, but we got a nice platform, nice roadway up here now. So now tomorrow and the rest of the days we have good access regardless of the weather. And yeah, so we'll catch you in the morning. We're on day 2 of crushing. Thankfully it's going a little better today than it was yesterday. It's coming off the belt pretty fast, so that's good. Yeah, not too much else is different. It's making a good product, that's for sure. It's going to be great fill for the road. So it is Monday next week. We've had the crusher for
6 days now, but on Friday the one of the fan blades on the engine fan for the cooling came apart, so they were fixing it on Friday. Nothing really much happened. We got some more of that hammered down, but it's been kind of just a pretty repetitive process, so I haven't been doing much camera work. But the crushing is going good. You can see we got quite a bit of this roadway filled in, and this is about as much as we are going to fill right now. This will get us a decent way in on this road to the point where we can get enough transformers for National Grid to begin the process on hooking these houses up, hooking the project up for power, which has always been kind of I guess a worry in the builder's eyes. At the beginning of the project, they were saying that they were 6 months out from everything being completed. Now they're saying they're 6 weeks out, and they actually are okay with only doing a section and phasing out the transformers and underground electric. So they're fine with phasing it out. So we'll get to that first phase, and then we can be put on the list. So we're kind of just gonna prep the road to be done to that phase with the sewer, drainage, and water main. So that's what we're filling right now. We'll end up stockpiling a lot of it. We only really want to be about 3 feet from finished pavement is kind of what we shoot for. That way, when you're doing your water main and stuff, you're really only working in like a 1.5 to 2 foot deep trench. So it makes it a little easier, a little less digging, but you still have a trench to sand up after. But the crushing is going good right now. I've taken an average kind of in a couple 1 hour periods how much I'm taking off the belt, and it's about 1 yard a minute is what's coming off the belt, which is good. We're figuring this material is costing about $6 a ton. So it's pretty good. It's very affordable. It's a little less, I believe, than half of that darker dirt that we were having trucked in prior to crushing. Granted, that darker dirt is much finer and can be used in multiple different settings, whereas this is kind of limited on what you can use it for. Obviously, grading this up by like shoveling it, and shoveling this would suck. It's about, I would say the biggest pieces are in the 6-inch realm. I would say most of it is going to be in your 4-inch minus, but there are some larger chunks that end up making their way through. Do you want the other one? Is the other one a little long? Longer? Yeah, this one's longer. And have to hook this chain to the hook on his bucket, I think. Fucking thing's long.
I have a small one in my truck.
Do you have a smaller one?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Does it have
Actually, I think it's in the back of my truck.
Hey, just in the bed?
Small piece, yes.
Here, I'll go on the other side and I'll
Yep.
detach them.
Be careful.
More here. Yeah, probably in line, Mike, so you'll be able to see as well. Put a little tension on it. You want him to go more, Sal?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Alright, right there. Do that. Stay. Okay. Okay. Now.
Go a little bit towards you too. We'll blame it on the mud, Sal.
That's what I'm gonna do now.
You have to tell your wife more meat and potatoes for dinner. If Mike puts another piece of kryptonite in there, we'll use that strap on him.
He do the best.
Oh, it's a good sound, right?
Right? Yeah.
That's the rock.
Half.
Oh, half of it.
Alright, I got more pieces.
Need my hard hat. Breaking it. Oh my God. When we get a rock stuck in the jaws. Yeah, so now we can go back to crushing. But it's a pain in the ass. Sometimes it will, he can reverse it, and sometimes it will like open up and it'll swing back and it'll break it. Sometimes you gotta pull them out with a strap and another excavator. But oh well, happens. It is Wednesday. Crushing yesterday went not the highest production day. That's alright, it happens. We had a couple rocks stuck in the jaws, so that kind of bound up some time. And then after lunch, my understanding is the mechanism that locks the jaw in the setting, because you can change the diameter or the size of rock that the product that it's making. So the mechanism that locks those jaws in place had a malfunction. So they are working on it right now. The other two are baling some muck. They cleaned up behind those houses right there, so that's nice and pretty. They're over there just baling muck. It's actually it's such muck that the back side of the pile they're working on actually had a little bit of a landslide yesterday, and it slid right down that banking there. But yeah, just giving you guys an update. I'm just over here breaking down as many rocks as I can. These guys are working on the crusher. They seem to I don't know, I quickly talked to the mechanic. He's unsure what actually is wrong. But so we'll keep on going. We're staying busy, that's for sure. So they got the crusher fixed. We're crushing, but it's actually pretty crazy. The rock is pretty hard, so from those jaws going like this, sometimes you'll get some rocks that kind of like fly up in the air. And if you can see it, the rock that he's trying to get a strap around is pretty big. See, wait a second here for Mike to pluck it out, but I wish I had the camera going. It's pretty crazy how big of a rock popped out of there. That's why you don't stand close by when you're crushing. He was just telling me a story about how he was up there and that happened, and it got his arm pretty good, and like just barely nicked him. But he said it's extremely dangerous to be near the jaws when it's clean rock like this. So yeah, pretty crazy. See if it happens again. good and pretty fast. No breakdowns, no jammed rocks, so it's going pretty good. We got quite the pile going now. Just repositioned the crusher, and the crusher guy, he's going to be done for today. But we still got quite a bit of rock left, so we're making pretty good progress, without a doubt. I'd say we're probably in the 2,000 ton range, I would imagine, at this point. It's about 2 ton a minute. But you know, you got lunch in there, you got breakdowns, rocks getting stuck in there. I mean, stuff like what happened yesterday, where that hard piece of rock fell out or popped out of the top of it. You get stuff like that. Just kind of chews up time here and there. But when it's running good, it's about a yard a minute, so that'd be about 2 ton every minute. But yeah, so he's just repositioning it now, and we'll be all set, good to go for tomorrow. Another day of crushing.
You can see we have a decent pile going on. We did a little bit more breaking up there. It is Friday. Because of the breakdowns, though, I think we're gonna have another 2 days, I think, crushing, something like that, a couple more days. Kind of depends on what we want to do. There will be a crusher that will come back again at least another time, so any leftover rock that's kind of in the way won't be that big of a deal if it's a little rock left over. But we would like to get as much crushed up as possible, so we'll see how we make out next week. All done. The crusher is all done here. There are still some rocks here. We got to break them up, the 300, but for the most part, everything that we're planning on crushing is now crushed. So the right at the end of the day, though, there is a rock stuck in the jaw, and then the actual fan inside there, the regular fan motor, blew apart, shredded itself. So you can see here they actually lost some antifreeze, but he shut it on down. So they were gonna haul it out of here tomorrow, but it looks like they're gonna have to now fix it as it's immobile. But yeah, so we're gonna go back to working on these house lots down here and keep working our way down the road. We have that last sewer structure that is over here. It's behind that lot 4 house, so we'll get working back on that type of stuff. We'll probably transfer this pile over here to the 300, where we'll stockpile more rocks. The crusher will be back at least one more time, but it went pretty good today. It was coming off the belt good, but it's all done. All the crushing is done for right now, which is good. Me and Mike are pretty sick of crushing all day. It gets a little dreadful for sure doing that type of work. It's just very, very repetitive, so we're kind of happy we're done with it.